Meantime, a Grand Bahama-based union is not taking the terminations at Hutchinson Port Holdings lightly. No stranger to the community. Its leader is calling for other unions to stand up for what he believes to be an injustice. Natalie Martin-Borough reports.
The leader of Grand Bahama's industrial union, Lionel Morley, is outraged at the latest round of layoffs by Hutchinson Whampoa. Morley says claims by management of a downturn in business at the container port are unacceptable.
After boasting of an increase in business and bringing in their new fleet on the heels of the death of the 3 gentlemen that died there and replacing them because business, in their own words, were picking up. And they were not going to call it 11 anymore. They were going to name it after these gentlemen. There's no downturn in business in Freeport when it comes to the industrial sector. If you heard the junior minister of finance says that Freeport is booming, he wasn't talking about tourism, you know. He was talking about the industry. Barco, container port, shipyard, quality service, all of these companies down there that makes up part and parcel the industry are booming.
Hutchinson has yet to confirm the number of employees who were terminated or given early retirement from the container port, the airport, and the harbor this week, but a reliable source pegged the number to close to 70. Morley says these terminations are most unsettling.
Certain fractions in Hutchinson that seem to have no respect for the government, the unions, and no one for that matter, and believe that they can do as they wish. It has to be a point and a time when Freeport has to be shut down completely, and the message has to be clear that injury to one is injury to all, because it cannot be on the eve of New Year that an insensitive employer like Hutchinson could decide to lay off 70, and in my humble view, that it's going to be far more than 70 because a lot of people haven't been to work on the day of the termination, and when they come to work, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Morley contends that in the event layoffs are indeed justified, management should have taken a particular course of action.
These employees who are full-time workers are your primary employee. They have an obligation to you. So what obligation do you have to them? Nothing? Just up and leave the temporary on the job, call them in when you're ready, when you feel like. If they don't come, then you victimize them too, because they have no policy, no guidelines, and no rules. And always saying, look, man, let's get this ship sailing right.
Morley is admonishing other labor leaders to stand in support of the employees whom he contends were unfairly terminated. Natalie Martin-Borough, ZNS News.